All right. Hey, everyone. My name is John Benedetto, and my email is jwbened@clemson.edu. Um, I chose to review an article about high-intensity functional training injuries, which are also known as injuries caused by participation in CrossFit training programs. So here's the article citation and a screenshot of the first page of the article for your reference. So the purpose of the research study was to determine the rate, location, and severity of injuries among CrossFit practitioners. Risk factors that made us predispose the individuals to injury were also investigated. This is extremely important to understand in order to prevent acute and/or overuse injuries caused by CrossFit and to potentially improve the benefits of CrossFit training. So for the methods the researchers used, the study was based on a cross-sectional study design with the administration of a survey to participants that were willing to participate. Criteria for participation included those that were at least 18 years of age and either participated in CrossFit training or did not participate in HIFT training to be used as a comparison group. The survey then asked the participants about their injury rates, their modality and level of training, and the timing of training, how often they trained per week. The results of the study indicated that 59.2% of the subjects experienced at least one injury caused by their CrossFit training regimen. In addition, there were 3.51 injuries occurring per every 1,000 hours of CrossFit training performed. Also, there were 4 distinct body regions, including the knee, shoulder, lower back, and wrist, that were the most frequent sites of injury for these participants. And finally, they found that a warm-up before exercise or a cool-down period after exercise was actually not beneficial in preventing the injuries at all. Therefore, the researchers were able to conclude that their calculated injury rates corroborated what previous research on this topic had shown, indicating the high frequency of injury from HIFT training, and which indicates that it's something that definitely should be addressed. Also, the exercises CrossFit training requires are closely linked with injury in the 4 regions of the body that the researchers found most of the injuries to be identified by the participants. For instance, the deadlift places a lot of stress on the lower back, and any overhead weightlifting leads to a higher potential of injury to the shoulders. Finally, they found that weaknesses in associated muscle groups lead to a higher injury rate in that region of the body. For example, if an individual has a low strength in the hamstring group, they are more likely to suffer injury to their quad or to their hamstring when doing squats or deadlifts. So this article was very interesting to me since I have had experience training in a CrossFit program and I've actually suffered injuries from these kinds of programs. For instance, I tore both of my labrums doing overhead clean and jerks and overhead squats, kind of doing these kind of programs. So I just wanted to learn more about how these programs may cause a higher injury likelihood. And also I've heard Dr. Cummings talk about how bad CrossFit training was, so I wanted to learn more about why it's so dangerous to participate in. And so how does this connect with class? Well, this research contradicts what we talked about in class, that a warm-up or cool-down period before or after a workout is beneficial. However, I'm not sure that that's exactly true. This research study did not have the most reliable participant selection methods. They basically just used anyone that was willing to participate. And their study design was pretty unreliable, so their findings may not be accurate. On the other hand, this research does corroborate the fact that CrossFit training is very dangerous and that a much more tailored program built using data such as VO2 max values for the specific individual are much more effective in preventing injury. Thank you so much for your time.